Well, I am walking now to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. I got into Grants Pass today and decided I would check and see on the off chance there were tickets, and there are. So I am actually going to opening night of The Tempest. So I will take some more here in a little bit, but charming little town, and I'm very excited to be here. The play was awesome. We'll have to talk about that some more at some point in time. But I just want to show this. This is Paddington Station, and wow, way back in 1990, maybe. My father almost bought that store. So anyway, just interesting that it's still here. So cool to be back in Ashland. I haven't been here since the early 2000s, I think it was. I think Emily was 12 or 13 the last time I was here, so I guess that would have been like 2011, I guess. So I guess it hasn't been that long. But anyway, very cool to be here. Such a cool city. We'll have to come back and do more. See you guys later. Well, I'm back in Ashland the day after the play, and I just thought I would take a little walking tour of Ashland. I'm on Main Street, which is obviously a fairly busy street, but I'm about 3 blocks away from really the business part of Main Street and near where theaters are at, and Lithia Park, which we're going to walk through. Here is the Cowslip Bell. This is the bed and breakfast that Susan and I stayed at during our honeymoon, and also for a trip we took after we'd been married about 15 years. So probably 15 years ago, the last time I was here. It's up for sale. I would love to buy it. Probably really don't want to buy it. A beautiful place with lots of fond memories. Kind of a combination of craftsman kind of homes like this, and then some more sort of Victorian ones that are kind of up a little bit. A very quaint little town. Very historic, at least at this part of town. Bard's Inn, we stayed there a few times when I came with my family to the Shakespeare Festival back in I guess that must have been the 90s, 80s, 90s. And again, Susan and I came down here and stayed at the Bard's Inn once when Emily was at culture camp, probably 15 years ago again. So okay, I'm about a couple blocks up from where I left off, and now I'm going up, and we're going to go into Lithia Park, which is sort of the central park of Ashland. shops, restaurants, fun things to do. The famous Lithia spring water, which tastes like Alka-Seltzer. So I would not recommend that. So now I'm walking into the park. And actually from here, that is the back end of the theater I was at last night. So that's the back end of the Elizabethan Theater. Ducks in the duck pond today. There used to be a ton of ducks in this pond, so I don't know if it's just they've flown south for the winter and haven't come back or what, but kind of a cool place to go and sit and read a book or something while you're here. The park just keeps going back further and further, and I think there's kids playing soccer or something back here. I think there used to be a bandstand, but I haven't gotten that far back yet, so. Makes me wish I brought my guitar. And here's Lithia Creek, which runs right through the park and effectively right through the center of Ashland here. And as you get further back, it turns into more of a trail. And I'm not actually sure I've actually been this far back before. Again, you can hear the creek running next to us. to just be all outdoor. In fact, where the gates and the ivy-covered wall are at used to be the borders of the theater itself. And then sometime, I think in the late 80s, they actually built this building sort of to the back, which provides a balcony and better places for lighting and sound and such, and expanded the capacity, you know, quite a bit. And so, but it's cool that they left the existing walls so that it keeps that sort of architectural integrity of what it was like from when it was built in the 40s till when it was expanded in the late 80s. And then this was built, I think, in the late 70s. And this is a really cool indoor theater that they do some of their productions at. And then down at the end of the street, you can't really see it, but there's a small theater that holds like 90 people. There's theater in the round, and they do some really interesting, unheard of plays there that I've seen a few that were pretty cool. And then that's like all the offices and the gift shop and stuff for the festival. But it's quite a thing. It started in 1935 with Angus Bomer, who was an English teacher at Southern Oregon State College, which I think was like Southern Oregon Teachers College, I think, back then. And he decided to do a Shakespeare festival in the park, and they didn't think it would make any money, so there was actually a boxing match that happened before the Shakespeare play, and the Shakespeare play ended up being a success, and so it just kind of grew from there. And by the 40s and the 50s, they had built the Elizabethan Theater. They were having paid actors, and a lot of famous actors have come through the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. So definitely been a trip down memory lane coming back to Ashland. Spent time here in the 70s and the 80s with my family. Spent part of my honeymoon here in 1992. Spent a couple other times here since then. So this definitely has been a walk down memory lane. So thank you for indulging me in this, and I'll show you a little bit more about the town in a bit. I love the eclecticness of this block. We have a cooking school called Cosmic Muffin. We have a very cool bookstore, Bloomsbury Books. And then we have the music co-op, which has all sorts of like pristine vinyl. Too rich for my blood. Most of them are $30, $40 a piece, but they all look like they're pretty pristine. And just a funky old hotel and a few other things. And that's just kind of just what downtown Ashland is all about. Well, I was piecing all my video clips together, and I realized I didn't really end my last clip in Ashland very well. I think I intended to add another part, but I went back to my truck and found out I had a $22 parking ticket for backing into the space. Apparently that's not allowed in Ashland, Oregon. So there is a tiny little sign that says head in parking only, hidden behind a tree. And I really don't have the time or the energy to fight it, so I'll probably just go ahead and pay the $22, but be really unhappy about having to do that. But that aside, I had a wonderful time in Ashland, Oregon. Southern Oregon is just beautiful. I'm going to close out this video with just a quick glimpse of the Rogue River, which is what is right behind the camp spot I'm up in Rogue River Valley, and about 30 miles north of Ashland. But this whole area is just gorgeous. If you ever get a chance to come up here, I would definitely suggest that you do so and try to hit the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. It is really a fun experience, and I'm sure you will enjoy yourself. So, well, thanks again for watching my videos. Thanks again for your patience with my lousy videography and my poor editing. But I'm glad to share this with you and be connected to all my friends and family. And I hope it inspires you to travel. So have a great evening. Bye-bye.